Mayor, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. The regular meeting of the Aurora City Council for Monday, July 14, 2025 is called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Kaufman,
Here.
Councilmember Bergen,
Here.
Councilmember Coons,
Present.
Councilmember Gardner,
Here.
Councilmember Hancock,
Here.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Here.
Councilmember Casal,
Here.
Councilmember Lawson, Councilmember Medina,
Here.
Councilmember Murillo, and Sundberg.
Here, Sundberg.
There's the quorum.
Call-in line announcement.
The public is invited to comment on agenda items during the regular council meeting. If you would like to speak and have not already spoken to an operator, please press *3. For those watching on Aurora TV, call 855-695-3475 and press *3 when connected. You will hear a prompt confirming you are in line to speak to an operator and then be able to continue listening to the meeting. When the operator comes on the line, please be ready to give them your name, the agenda item you wish to speak on, and the name of the city in which you reside. Keep in mind you must press *3 before the city clerk reads the title of the item you wish to speak on. If you plan to speak on more than one agenda item, you will need to press *3 each time to be placed back in the queue. Also, please note that harassing or abusive treatment of our operators will not be tolerated and will result in the caller being disconnected. Finally, as a reminder, council does not allow comments about non-agenda matters during the regular council meeting. Each speaker will have a maximum of 3 minutes.
Buenas tardes. Se les invita al público para dar comentario. Para hablar con el operador, por favor presione *3. Para aquellos que nos ven en Aurora TV, llame al 855-695-3475 y al conectarse presione *3. Escuchará una grabación confirmando que está en línea para hablar con un operador y continuará escuchando la reunión. Una vez que el operador se conecte a la llamada, esté listo para dar su nombre, el tema de la agenda del cual desea comentar y la ciudad donde reside. Tome en cuenta que deberá presionar *3 antes de que el secretario municipal lea el título del tema del cual desea comentar. Así también, por favor, tome en cuenta que cualquier trato abusivo o de acoso hacia nuestros operadores resultará en la desconexión de su llamada. Finalmente, se les recuerda que durante la reunión regular, el Consejo no permitirá comentarios sobre temas no incluidos en la agenda. Para aquellos en espera para dar comentario, se les concede máximo 3 minutos. Gracias.
Mayor, you're muted.
I did again. Please join me in invocation. O Lord, our God and our Father, we come to you and we ask that you look upon this particular gathering tonight to keep us safe and guide us in our decisions. Bless our city with honorable citizens, industry, sound education, and good government. Unite our community together, even though we come from different backgrounds. We pray that there be justice and peace in our city. Give the city council and citizens the wisdom, direction, and sensitivity to the business and proceedings before us tonight. Hear us, therefore, as we commit this meeting to the help of our community. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A land acknowledgement. The city of Aurora acknowledges that we gather on the territories and ancestral homelands of the Cheyenne, Ute, Arapaho, and Lakota peoples past and present. We also recognize the 48 contemporary tribal nations that are historically tied to the lands that make up the state of Colorado. Indigenous peoples have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties that these nations have to their traditional homelands and to their vital place in the ecosystem are renewed and reaffirmed, and we are called to be better stewards to the land we inhabit as we continue to work to meet the needs of our entire community. Public comment, decorum statement. Council wants to receive public input on agenda items. You are asked to follow the same rules that council follows, including no attacks of a personal nature. We would ask you to refrain from using profanities. Children may be watching. As mayor, I've been asked by council to admonish speakers for non-compliance. Please respect those who are speaking, whether you agree with the content or not. Outbursts from anyone are not permitted. Public comment on agenda items is limited by council rules to 30 minutes total, and each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to speak. Comments on agenda items must be related to the agenda item. If a speaker does not address the particular agenda item, council has asked that I provide only one warning. If after that one warning, the person continues to not address that particular agenda item, the person's time to speak will end immediately and the microphone will be shut off. Adoption of the agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the agenda.
Mayor?
Mayor, we need to adopt the June 23rd council meeting minutes first.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mayor, I move to approve the minutes.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem to approve the minutes from June 23rd, 2025. It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Councilmember Casar. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of the minutes from June 23rd, 2025.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Yes, Sundberg.
thank you. Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
the motion passes unanimously to adopt the June 23rd, 2025 council meeting minutes.
Mayor, point of information.
Yeah, yes.
Katie, what does our call-in line look like?
We have one individual signed up for 10B2, 2 individuals signed up for 11F, and 5 individuals signed up for 16A. And as a reminder, they can keep signing up for items until it's read by myself.
Okay, great. And Mayor, I have a motion, if I might.
Please.
Yes. Well, first I'd like to ask the city attorney, what items require public comment?
Thanks, Mayor. Councilmember Bergen, the only items on the agenda that are requiring public comment based on our charter are items 11A through 11G and item 12A. All the rest, if you made a motion to suspend the rules, are not required by any charter or law to have public comment. If you guys pass that, it would take 7 votes to suspend the rules on that.
Okay, so first motion would be to move 16A to the beginning of the agenda.
Well, my recommendation, my advice on that would be, let's approve the agenda first, and then you can do that as a separate motion to move it up. So I would go ahead and, if you're going to make a motion to suspend the rules about public comment, now would be the time to do that on all other items except 11A through 11G and 12A.
Okay, so I guess a motion to suspend the rules to not have public comment except for 11A through 11G and 12A.
Correct. That would be the correct motion. Just need to second it now.
Okay.
Second, Jurenski.
Very well. It's been moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by, I think it was Councilmember Jurenski. Could you restate your motion?
Yes, it's to suspend the rules just for tonight to allow public comment to be on 11A through 11G and 12A. And then
Very
I'll
well.
be making a motion to move 16A up.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by Councilmember Jurenski. Discussion on the Bergen motion.
Mayor?
Councilmember Coombs.
So I guess I'm confused why we would not allow public comment on 16A, which has 5 people currently signed up. So who already came to speak on that item, and that also is about our decisions around the meetings that we hold. So I don't think we should be suspending public comment on that item. I think we should hear what folks have to say about it.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the Bergen motion.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Bergen,
Yes.
the motion passes to suspend the council rules on public comment to only allow public comment on items 11A through 11G and item 12A.
Very well.
Okay, and then Mayor,
Yes.
I guess now would be the time for me then to also make a motion to move 16A to the beginning of our meeting.
Councilmember Bergen, first, let's adopt the agenda.
Oh, okay, I forgot.
Sorry. Yeah, let's adopt the agenda, then we can do that.
Okay.
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 Question
Okay,
before
so
us.
motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry, who moved the motion to approve the agenda? It's moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by, second by Councilmember Cassell, to approve the agenda as amended. In discussion? Seeing none, call for the question.
Real quick,
What's that?
Not amended, just as written, so just.
Oh, it's as written. That's correct. It's not amended. As written. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor, I'm sorry, I didn't know who the second was.
Cassatt, Councilmember Cassatt, I believe was second.
Mayor, I just have a point of order.
Please proceed.
What was the outcome of the vote to limit public comment?
It was 8 yes votes, 3 no votes from Councilmember Coombs, Medina, and Murillo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm sorry, call for the question then on the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
thank you. The motion passes unanimously to adopt the agenda.
Next question before us is adoption of the consent calendar on motions, item number 9A1 to 9C1. Motion is in order.
Oh, Mayor, I was going to make the motion now, right, to move
Right.
16A up.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Okay. It's been moved by Councilmember Bergen, second by
Second.
second by
Second.
Councilmember Cassatt to move item number 16A up. So that then is there further discussion then?
And Mayor, that would, because that is moving up the agenda item from what it's in place of the rules, that would require 7 votes.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, I call for the question on the Bergen motion to move item number 16A up on the agenda.
We need a second for that one and also
We
clarification
had
on,
one.
Oh, Councilmember Cassatt seconded that.
and where on the agenda would you like to move 16A to?
So it would follow,
Be for the consent calendar on motions, right, Councilmember Bergen?
yes,
So we would hear that first if it passes.
Okay, before the consent calendar for motions. Thank you.
Further discussion. Okay, so you're putting it after resolutions in order, consent calendar on resolutions in order. Where are you putting it? I'm sorry.
So Mayor, it would be, if that passes, you would call 16A next after
Next.
this.
Okay.
We haven't done the
Okay, very well, I'm
consent
sorry.
calendar. So if it passes.
Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the Bergen motion to move item number 16A up to be the next agenda item.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
the motion passes with 10 yes votes, 1 no vote to move item 16A before consent calendar for motions.
Clerk, please read the title of item number 16A.
Item 16A is discussion and possible action regarding future in-person or virtual council meetings and changes to council rules.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Mayor.
City Attorney?
I was going to make a motion on this.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to introduce it. If Councilmember Bergen is ready to make a motion, I was just.
Councilmember
Not to change anything for future meetings.
Okay.
So I can
Councilmember-
make a motion and then we would have discussion, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so my motion is to go to basically to allow the listening sessions again to happen from our next meeting forward.
Mayor,
Well, it's been moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by
Coombs,
Councilmember Coombs, to have listening sessions starting at the next regular meeting. Discussion?
Yeah,
Mayor.
Mayor,
Sorry, Mayor, if we can, with the motion, Councilmember Bergen, if just add on to there that we would put the meeting time back to 6:45 and the public listening session between 6 and 6:40. If you'll accept that. So it's within rules, Councilmember Bergen.
Can we just do No, my motion would be to bring back the listening session from 6 to 6:30.
Oh, I will not second that.
To take 10 minutes off of it?
Yeah, no, I won't support that.
I'll second it, Jurenski.
Been moved by Councilmember Bergen, second by Councilmember Drewski. To have a 30-minute listening session at the beginning of the meeting. And what time would it start again?
6 o'clock, Mayor.
6 to 6:30. Further discussion.
Mayor,
Mayor.
Sandberg,
Just to clarify,
Councilmember Sundberg and then Councilmember Coombs.
can we make
Mayor Pro
this,
Tem Sundberg.
thank you. Could we make this, or this might be a friendly amendment, subject and contingent upon the rules being followed? If we set forth a 3-minute rule, we have to stick with it to allow the fairness for other speakers.
Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen.
okay, so right now, correct me if I'm wrong, City Attorney, but did we not change the listening session to 2 minutes each?
We did, so under the current rules, council, it would be, the current rules say 6 to 6:40 with 2 minutes each.
Okay, and the reason we did the 2 minutes was to allow more speakers, correct?
That's what I recall. You guys had done that to allow 20 speakers to allow 2 minutes each during that time from 6 to 6:40.
Okay, and can I have Councilmember Sundberg restate his motion or his
Mayor Pro Tem.
suggestion?
To bring back public invited to be heard contingent upon following the rules. We'd still have it by now if it was not hijacked by certain selfish people that wanted to talk way beyond the 2 or 3 minutes, disallowing other folks in the public to not speak. So I would ask that if we go forward with this, it goes forward continuously if the rules are followed, and I think the rules are fair.
And that would be appropriate, Mayor, if Councilmember Bergen and Councilmember Durenski wanted to accept that as a friendly amendment, because those are the rules. So you could double down on that, Mayor Pro Tem, and state that they must follow the rules, but it will still be virtual. And they will be able to, after 2 minutes, their microphone would be shut off if they were violating the rules. So because we would still stay virtual. Is that correct, Councilmember Bergen?
Yes.
Maybe in that case, it's not needed then if it's virtual and we'd have control of the microphone. But
Is
rules
this
should be
for, I'm
followed.
sorry, is this for a virtual? So we're still in a virtual setting, is that Councilmember
Yes.
Bergen?
Yes, this is to bring back to the listening session, and as we are virtual.
Very well.
Okay.
Mayor,
Further discussion.
Councilmember Jurenski,
Councilmember Drewski.
remind me, is one of our rules that if someone wants to speak and they show an ID that proves they're an Aurora resident, they get to be at the top of the list? Not just saying they're an Aurora resident, not just giving whatever address they want. If they're willing to actually show an ID, they don't have to, but if they're willing to actually show an ID that proves they're an Aurora resident, they get moved to the very top of the list to speak, correct?
So the way this would work is the rules that are written in the council rules as stated, they all stay in effect unless the motion that was made by the council member changes one of those. So yes, Councilmember Durenski, maybe you don't have to show an ID, but they show a lease or a utility bill or something that can show that they're an Aurora resident. Yes, under the current rules that are not being changed by the motion on the floor would be in effect and they would be moved to the front of the line.
And Mayor, if I could, Katie, with us being virtual, how can you verify that? Can speakers, when they sign up during the day or whatever, can they, email you a copy of their picture of their driver's license or something like that? Or how can you verify that to make sure that in fact Aurora residents are able to speak first?
Yeah, we don't have a way to verify that when we're virtual. They don't have any way to bring us the verification. We don't have sign up in advance when we're virtual because we have to call in line. So individuals are put in the spot that they call in. They do let our call in line screeners know if they are an Aurora resident or not, and that is notated. But we at this moment for virtual, we don't have a way to verify that.
Councilmember Maria.
Thanks, Mayor. I was just gonna say, I had questions. I think a lot of them have been answered, but since it's virtual and, you know, we have the ability to mute or unmute, I guess, doesn't this just really rely on the person running the meeting, the mayor, on enforcing the rules? Like, we have rules and we have a time limit, we have all these different like layers, but none of that really matters if we have rules and they're not like implemented. I've experienced that on my time on council, with the mayor being the governor, the governing person of the meeting, parliamentarian, if you will, and the things are not applied consistently.
So Mayor, if I can.
Please, go ahead.
In the virtual world, if we're in a virtual meeting, that will be controlled a lot easier than if they're in person, because as you know, there are limitations that the police and our security personnel can do at the city when they're in person, and an individual refuses to vacate the podium. So I do believe the rules will be a lot easier to be enforced in a virtual setting. As they're stated in the council rules currently, we would just be doing the public comment listening session virtually.
Councilmember Coombs.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to allow public comment on this item since there are people signed up to speak.
Isn't that a subtle question, City Attorney?
It has, but she can make that motion on an individual item because it wasn't a blanket motion for the whole agenda. It's just for this particular item, but it still does need a second.
Moved
Second.
by Councilmember Coombs
Second by Murillo.
and seconded by Councilmember Moreno. To allow public comment on an item, agenda item number 16A. Discussion?
Mayor?
Yeah,
Bergen?
Councilmember Bergen.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point of us now saying that we're going to be voting to allow the listening session should assuage any concerns that I think originally were going to be made on the 16A, that there isn't a listening session. We are now saying that we're going to have a listening session. So I think I don't understand needing comments on it when next meeting there will be a listening session and people can say whatever they want to say.
Further discussion?
Mayor,
Councilmember Coombs.
I'm being texted by Aurora residents asking if they'll be able to speak on 16A, and not by folks that are part of the group of folks that you would like to not listen to.
Further discussion?
Mayor
I'm sorry, who is that?
Jurenski,
Councilmember Jersky.
I want to call for the question.
There's a motion, it's been moved by Councilmember Jersky to call for the question, and seconded by
Hancock.
Councilmember Hancock. Call for the question on the motion.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yeah, Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Bergen,
Yes, I put it in the e-scribe.
Councilmember Hancock,
Yes, I kicked out of eScribe just that second ago. I'm trying to get back in.
okay. There are 8 yes votes and 3 no votes from Councilmember Coombs, Medina, and Murillo to end debate and vote immediately on the motion.
The question before us is the Bergen motion to 30 minutes.
Hold on, Mayor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mayor, we have to vote on the Coombs procedural motion because Councilmember Bergen's is the issue of 16A.
Oh, I see,
now.
I'm sorry.
And now we need to vote on Councilmember
Okay.
Coombs' motion to allow public comment, which would require 7 votes.
Okay, the Coombs motion was to have public comment on item number 16A. Call for the question.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes no.
the motion does not pass with 5 yes votes, 6 no votes from Mayor Kaufman, Councilmember Bergen, Councilmember Hancock, Councilmember Drinsky, Councilmember Cassaw, and Councilmember Lawson.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The motion did not pass with 5 yes
Okay.
votes and 6 no votes.
Okay. Let's see, now to,
Well, Mayor, now we're back to the Bergen motion on whether or not to bring back the listening session virtually from 6 to 6:30 for 2 minutes of speakers, starting on the meeting on the 28th of July.
that will be virtual meeting. Very well. Further discussion on the Bergen motion.
Mayor, Katie, are we going to begin the regular council meeting at 6:45 still?
Good question. Currently, if it's not part of the motion, Mayor and Councilmember Bergen, we would finish the listening session at 6:30, not start the council meeting until 6:45 unless you change
No, that's
the
good.
council time earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Very well. Further discussion on the Bergen motion.
Did we call for the question on it?
None,
confused.
seeing none, call for the question on the Bergen. motion.
Mayor, sorry, I did
Councilmember
have a
Coombs.
question. So is this structure, the 6 to 6:30, still contingent on the outcome of the Lewis case? So we will start having meetings in person at that time. What is the relationship of this motion to the previous decision to make our meeting decisions contingent on the outcome of the Lewis case?
I believe there was a connection.
If I can,
Um,
so.
City attorney,
Thank you. So the motion on eliminating the public comment listening session was indefinitely. It was not subject to the Kylan Lewis case. So what this is doing, if it passes, as Councilmember Bergen is bringing it back, because we were still virtual, that was the second motion that was done back in the first meeting in June, right? Where we moved virtually to move virtually the meetings until the Kylan Lewis case was resolved. This will bring back public listening comment session to virtually, and then when you all decide to come back in person, everything would come back in person. So all we're doing now is bringing back the public comment listening session in response to what Councilmember Bergen did indefinitely back on the first meeting in June.
Yeah, Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen.
and I know everyone's frustrated with all the rule changes that keep happening, and it's almost, too difficult to even keep track of. The reason that we are bringing back the listening session was, from my understanding, that most of the members that are participating in the listening session will not be trying to hijack the regular agenda items when they really have no legitimate, I guess, cause to be speaking on that item. So I think we're in good faith trying to bring back the listening session to be able to hear the public, whoever they are. And that was my understanding. I mean, if everyone is going to continue to play games, I don't know where this ever ends up. But I proposed it in good faith.
Very well. Further discussion. Seeing none, where are we at, city attorney?
We're
The
moving to
adoption
a
of
vote
16A.
on the Bergen motion to bring back the public comment listening session as indicated in her motion.
Okay, question before us is the adoption of item number 16A. I mean, right,
Bergen motion is.
I'm sorry, was there amendments to it?
No.
Okay. The Bergen motion on item number 16A. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the Bergen motion to item number 16A.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Coombs. Thank you. The motion passes with 10 yes votes, 1 no vote from Councilmember Medina to bring back the public comment listening session from 6 to 6:30 p.m. before the next regular council meeting at 6:45 p.m.
The next question before us is the adoption of the consent calendar on motions. Item number 9A1 to 9C1. Motion is in order. It's been moved by Councilmember Bergen,
Yes.
seconded by
Mayor, I'll second.
Councilmember Lawson, to adopt the consent calendar on motions item number 9A1 to 9C1. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the consent calendar on motions item number 9A1 to 9C1.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
the motion passes unanimously to approve the motion consent calendar.
The next question before us is the adoption of the consent calendar on resolutions and ordinances, item number 10A1 to 10B 8.8.
So moved, Mayor.
Motion is in order. What's that?
So moved, Mayor Sundberg.
So moved by Mayor Pro Tem Sundberg, seconded by
Mayor,
Councilmember Jurenski.
Mayor, actually, I would like to pull item 10B4. So I would move that we approve items 10B1 through 10B3 and then 10B5 through 10B8.
Okay, and hold on.
So, Mayor, the motion,
And I would like to pull item number 10B6. Okay, what's that, City Attorney?
no, I was just saying now that, I mean, because each council member, as you know, can pull whatever they want from it. So now if Councilmember or Mayor Pro Tem Sundberg, the motion would be 10A1 through 10B3, 10B5, and 10B7 through 10B8.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question. On the consent calendar on resolutions and ordinances as amended. City Attorney, what was the next one then?
I'm sorry,
what's
I need
this?
Councilmember Hancock. Thank you. The motion passes unanimously to adopt the consent calendar for resolutions and ordinances with items 10B4 and 10B6 removed.
So now we'll call 10B4, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, would the clerk now please read the title to item number 10B4?
Item 10B4 is ordinance 2025-55, submitting to a vote of the registered electors of the city of Aurora, Colorado at the regular municipal election of November 4th, 2025, proposed amendments to Article 3.7 of the city charter concerning filling city council vacancies based on the timing of the vacancy.
Mayor Jurenski.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Thank you. Pete, can you just go over the amendments that we have discussed?
Sure. So if you choose to make this motion, Councilmember Jurenski, to amend this ordinance, what we would do is there is a discrepancy between this ordinance and ordinance 2025-57, which was the elected public office one that is currently on the agenda for 13B. There is a section in 3.7 or the charter provision 3-7 that says it's an automatic resignation if somebody attains another elected office. So we had to look at those two ordinances and propose these amendments for you all to make the motion. So if one passes, it'll remove that language so the charter's not in conflict. So the amendment here on 2025-55 adds a section to the ordinance that states, regardless of vote approval of this change, if the charter changes included in City of Aurora Ordinance 2025-57, the elected public office one I just discussed, are approved by the voters and the words, quote, attains another elective office, end quote, shall be removed from Article 3-7 of the city charter for the city of Aurora, Colorado. And then it's going to amend the ballot question to read, shall Article 3-7 of the city charter of the city of Aurora, Colorado be amended to provide a comprehensive procedure for filling vacant seats on city council based on the timing of the vacancy, which includes a special election in certain circumstances. And that would be the amendments to 2025-55 if you make that motion, Councilmember Driscoll.
And Mayor, I would like to make that motion to make this amendment to item 10B4.
Very well, the question, moved by Councilmember Drinsky, second by the amendment. Second by Councilmember Casar. Discussion.
Mayor.
I'm sorry, who's it? Oh, Councilmember Combs.
So I'm just trying to understand, previously, the language specified when special elections would be held. Is there a reason why it was made more vague?
No, it just said in special circumstances because a special election is not going to be held in every vacancy. It's only based on the timing.
So we're not laying out the timing associated in the ballot question?
It didn't lay that out in the ballot question, the original ordinance either. It just did it in the actual language changes in the charter.
Okay.
Further discussion?
Oh, right. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Further discussion?
Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen.
so if there's a vacancy and it's happens, early in someone's election cycle, we would still go to a special election?
It would either go, so nothing changed in what you all passed last meeting. This is just adding that section to remove attains another elected office, because that's under 3-7, that would be, it's an automatic resignation. So all we're doing is saying, if the one ordinance passes, then this language shall be removed. We didn't change anything you guys passed last time.
Okay.
It's cleanup and basically what it is.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of 10B4
As amended, yeah.
as amended.
Oh, on the amendment, you're on the amendment, Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're at the Jurinski amendment to item number 10B4. Further discussion on the Jurinski amendment? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the Jurinski amendment to 10B4.
The motion passes unanimously to adopt the amendment.
So we move to adopt 10B4 as amended.
Okay. The question before us is there further discussion on the adoption of 10B4? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of 10B4.
Katie, did we have a motion on that? A motion to approve 10B4?
Was there one? And did we read the, did we read the,
Yes.
we read it? And
We just need a motion to adopt.
Councilmember Drinsky moved it. Who seconded it?
Casal.
Thank you. So seconded it very well. Further discussion on the adoption of item number 10B4 as amended? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 10B4 as amended.
The motion passes unanimously to adopt item 10B4 as amended.
Mayor,
Now please do the top item number 10B6.
Yeah, Mayor, real quick, if I can, just to remind all the council that because this is amended on the second reading, it's going to come back on the 28th for a third reading, but it'll be under the unanimous section.
Okay.
Now we're at
Now
10B6.
please do the top item number 10B6.
Ordinance 2025-58, submitting to a vote of the registered electors of the city of Aurora, Colorado at the regular municipal election of November 4th, 2025, a proposed amendment to Article 3.6 of the city charter establishing the salaries of the mayor and city council members based on the salary of an Arapahoe County commissioner.
Yeah, I just think as a mayor, I think it's a 50% increase is excessive. I would certainly negotiate with council a lesser percentage. But I would ask that council accept it. Otherwise, I would ask the council accept an amendment and take the mayor out of this proposal. And so
Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen.
I would be fine with taking the mayor out of the proposal.
Very well.
Second.
It's been moved by the mayor, seconded by,
Murillo.
I'm sorry, who seconded it?
Murillo.
Okay, seconded by Councilmember Moreno to take the mayor out of item 10B6. Discussion,
Mayor Trunsky.
Councilmember Jersey.
Yeah, for me, that just doesn't sit right. You are technically the only full-time position on this council. I can't speak for everybody who would ever be mayor, but you do a lot in this city. You attend a lot. I think that this council is generously given a travel budget, a P card that we can use, to expense things, business meetings, stuff like that. I think that I would rather see us, I also agree that a 50% pay raise is pretty much unheard of in any world. So I actually would like to make an amendment just across the board. Instead of a 50% increase, a 25% increase across the board, but I would like to keep the mayor included. I don't think that it would be right that we would make what we would make, and you would make, I think, just 15,000. More than that, you are technically the only full-time position, regardless of how much some of us do on council. I'm not right. It doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, I
Mayor,
would
so-
accept
So, yeah,
25%. Now
I'll-
is that mayor and council or just mayor?
I was
That's
saying
so-
a 25% raise for mayor and council.
And and you're tying that to the county commissioner salary as initially proposed.
As initially proposed, but I guess what I would amend it to now, because that makes the commissioners' salaries irrelevant, is just a 25% pay increase to what we're making right now across the board for all of us.
Mm.
So, Mayor, I'll just remove my motion.
I still think that's a lot. I'm just
Mayor,
wondering, let's see, mathematically, what is a P?
Can I remove my motion?
Oh, sure. Yes, okay, Bergen, I withdraw my motion, but I still struggle with, it's just flat 25. If it's, what would it be mathematically? What does a county commissioner make today?
So they're at 151,000, Mayor. So let me put this in context real quick. So if you guys just do the 25%, right, that's going to be static, and the only increases that you all will get moving forward would be cost of living increases. And
Right,
so you have to go back to the voters later to get a raise. If that's fine, I'm just saying. So if you're going to do that, if there's two options: you do 25% from what you're currently getting paid, or just vote against this, this ordinance, and then go on the ballot. Then you just kind of stay where you're at. But I'm kind of seeing where you guys are headed. I just want to give you those options just to make it easier for what we have to bring back on the 28th for a third reading.
okay.
So I've made a motion for a 25% increase from what we're currently making. And Mayor, I think right now you're making 80,000, which
No, quite a bit more. I'm almost at 100 because there are inflationary adjustments on an annual basis. So it's the positions a mayor started out when it initially became full-time at 80,000. But now I'm almost without my base pay is around 98,000. So it's we're almost at 100,000 now.
Well, Mayor, as the city of Aurora, you govern more of Arapahoe County than any single county commissioner does. and they're making $151,000 a year. So maybe just let that settle in and know that you are covering more land than any county commissioner is in Arapahoe County, and they're making $151,000. So I fully support a 25% pay increase across the board, mayor included.
I support that too.
So let
Um,
me, so Mayor, if I can just make sure I'm
Mayor.
clear for drafting purposes. So the motion on the floor that we're debating on the amendment for 10B6 is an across the board 25% pay increase for all of council and the mayor, with the other parameters that are already in charter with the cost of living increases each year. Is that correct, Councilmember Drinsky?
That's my motion.
Okay.
Okay, further discussion.
Mayor,
Councilmember
Mayor.
Cruz. I'm sorry, who was
So
it?
I,
Yeah, Councilmember
yes,
Cruz.
that was me. So I appreciate the concern there. I do think the intent behind the way the ordinance was written was to make it so that it's not static, so that it doesn't have to be a thing that council keeps voting to put on the ballot and council keeps addressing. So I would like to suggest a friendly amendment of council will make 25% of what county commissioners make. I think that would still be a more modest increase, but it would put us in a position of not having to keep coming back and voting every time.
So would you include the mayor
Would
in
that
that?
be a
or not?
friendly amendment? Yes, with the mayor
So
included.
mayor and council, okay, 25%.
Well, no, Mayor, you would get 100% because you're the mayor, right? That was the whole point. I mean, I guess we could say you get 75% of what a county commissioner makes if that's
Oh, I
more
see what you
amenable to
mean.
you.
Okay.
Mayor
Right, but we
Drinsky.
set it as a percentage, so we don't have to keep
Uh,
doing this.
Mayor
Mayor Pro
Drinsky.
Tem. Okay.
Thanks, Mayor. Mayor, I think you're being humble. You work very hard, and we have to think of succession here. You're comfortable with some multiple retirement streams coming in because
true.
of your former work, of course. But attracting talent and commitment down the road, I think we need to think in terms of compensation that reflects the size of a city like this. But thank you for your service. And I think you're being humble and and generous. But I think we need to look down the road at succession.
Okay.
Mayor
Councilmember Hancock.
Drinsky.
And then Councilmember Drinsky, then Councilmember Hancock. I'm sorry.
Thank you. So 25% of what a county commissioner makes, 25% of 151,000 is 37,750. That's essentially where we're at right now. So that doesn't even make sense to put that on the ballot. That's essentially what we're making right now. So my motion stands as 25% increase across the board.
Mayor?
Mayor,
Councilmember Hancock. And then Councilmember
Well,
Lawson.
For me, I was concerned about, to your point, Mayor, about the 50% increase and the temperature of what
Okay.
our constituents and folks in our community would be interested in. I think the work that you do is tremendous and it's a full-time position. I would entertain also, why don't we make this, whatever we decide on, be effective not in the next calendar year, but say 2028 after the next series of elections. I think maybe, there's some heartburn around this issue. Some people are very unhappy about it. I've gotten some emails, but I want to make sure that it's fair. I think the work that council does is good work. The majority of us have full-time jobs aside from our jobs here on the city council. And the fact of the matter is we would like to expand the pool so more people could step up to serve, but we don't want it to be such that, it's so low that they couldn't even qualify for an apartment based on their own salary on the city council. So, I mean, those are things that we probably should consider as we're voting for this, so that it's equitable for those who serve, who step up to serve, because not everybody can be retired, right? Or have, multiple streams of income. This may be their job as they step up to serve. So I would urge the colleagues to consider that as well.
Councilmember Lawson.
Yeah, Mayor and City Attorney, I just have a question because, I think we're looking at what's happening now. We got to look at the future. I'm kind of looking at the future. We want more talent, more people to be able to come onto City Council. We're not going to all be on City Council forever. So my question is, I still think even 25% is low. And people probably still would have to get another job. That's great that people on this council have money and all that kind of stuff, but there are certain people that maybe want to be part of the council we do a lot of work too, and Mayor, you certainly do as well. But I guess my question to the city attorney is, I know we don't want to keep doing this over and over and over, and I won't be on the council, but is there any way that there could be maybe a sunset provision to relook at this within a certain time frame to see how the city grows? We're at 400,000 people. The city's going to grow even more. So who knows? There may be another district, there may be another ward or whatever. I just think that we need to think a little bit in the future. So 25%, that's still a little low for me to think about future generations and getting people on council. But is that something that can be considered? I know this council is going to be a no to it, but I'm just asking the question.
So what I'll comment, I'll say, look, if the city grows and there's going to be an additional ward added or something that changes, that would be a charter amendment. So I think what would happen is that council would then go back and revisit all aspects of service of a council member or the mayor. One of the things that the city manager and I were trying to do was trying to plan for the future, right? To know that we are on the cusp of being the 50th largest city in the country. If we're not there now, I think we probably have passed Arlington, Texas, in population, but moving forward, and again, we were trying to make it so you guys don't have to come back. You kind of set a position that's out there that's set by the legislature and by the county, with the biggest populous county that Aurora sits in, and has that kind of dictate your salary. Another option, just throwing it out there, if Councilmember Jurinski's amendment is not amenable to everybody, is to do what Councilmember Hancock said, maybe have it go into effect January 1st, 2028. But again, you're not making any decision today. All you're doing is saying, what should we put on the ballot in November, and let the voters decide. But that's kind of where Jason and I came up with, is to try to take it kind of out of your hands and kind of plan for the future. Not you all that are sitting on the current council, the current mayor, but moving forward.
Mayor,
Mayor,
can I just do a follow-up, please? Just a
Okay,
follow-up.
Councilmember Lawson.
So with that being said, if they did the 25%, then it would be in 2028, correct? That's when that would start? Or
If Councilmember, right now, the motion on the floor by Councilmember Jurinski is just a 25% increase across the board. She has not accepted a friendly amendment from Councilmember Hancock. So it would be, if the ballot measure passed in November, that would go into effect, the earliest be January 1, on the 25%. But future increases would have to go back to the ballot with that amendment.
Yeah. And let me tell you what I would.
Mayor, I have my hand up.
Maybe if Councilmember Jurinski would agree to this, I would like to delay this for a couple of weeks and really have some thoughtful discussions with the members. Because quite frankly, I think that they're, particularly for the members and probably for whoever my successor is, that there does need to be an increase. But also an increase that will pass by the voters. And I think I think that there is just kind of a threshold and I think, I'm not sure where that is, but I think if you go over that, it's going to reflect poorly. And I think if you look at the Denver Post today, it was, when this, 50% increase for the mayor, I think that was the headline. And I think it said something for members of council that their salaries triple. And so I just don't think that's going to fly with voters. And so I think we should really have a thoughtful discussion about what is necessary to attract the kind of talent, what's fair, but also what can pass in November ballot. Yeah, Councilmember Bergen.
And Mayor, real quick before.
Can I talk, city attorney?
I know, but we just for you guys know, Councilmember Bergen, everybody, we have to get this done by the 28th to make the November ballot. So I just want to put that in here as you guys are discussing this. That's important that we have to have this final by the 28th.
And this takes does this take 2 votes?
If we amend it tonight, it would have to come back on the 28th. We can't delay it.
Okay.
Then we would be out of time. So sorry, Councilmember Bergen, but that's kind of where the timing is.
Okay, Councilmember Bergen, then Councilmember Murillo.
Okay, so I'm actually against any raise, period. And this whole notion of, oh, people can't do this job because the money's too low. I did not do this job for the pay. Obviously, it's a low pay. And I take offense to the fact that, oh, we're not going to get good people. So I guess all the former council members were not good people, didn't have good input, didn't have a background in business and finance, and had something to offer to the public as a public servant. There are people on this council that don't work as hard as others. And I know it's left to the voters to either vote them back in or vote them out. But personally, public service is public service, and we shouldn't be doing it for the money to begin with. So I'm a no on everything.
Okay, Councilmember Moreno.
Yeah, I was just gonna recommend or ask if we could just move to the original proposal. I mean, clearly there's some mixed opinions. I think part of the reason it was structured this way was to avoid having to continue to come back and amend it. It's an awkward thing for council members to have to refer to the voters. But we do need to pay people livable wages. 30,000, I think, with our allowances is close to what we get paid as council members. It's just not enough to keep up with the cost of living at all. So I just think it makes it simple, and it opens the pool of folks who can afford to compete for the position, right, through an election. It's removing barriers. So that's my suggestion and ask.
Okay,
Mayor?
but let me, I think we still have Councilmember Drinsky's motion on the floor.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
was there a
Mayor,
second to your
can I
motion?
just I had my hand up. Can I
Oh,
just make
Councilmember
another
Bergen.
comment?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank
And then
you.
Councilmember Drinsky.
Again, this is not to be making a living wage. This is not supposed to be your primary job. We are part-time. We are not full-time. No one's, taking count of how many hours we put in. So there are people that are on this council that do have full-time jobs that bring a business perspective to what we do, that have, different backgrounds, and then that is very valuable. Yes, as a retired person, but by the way, I'm on a fixed income. I don't make a lot of money. I could have been making a lot more money in the corporate world and continued working. I chose to do public service, and we, again, are part-time. We're not a full-time council. You can't compare us to county commissioners. And so if you want to serve, I mean, there have been people that have had full-time jobs that still manage to do this public service with at-large positions that are a different, position than a ward council member. I think you make the choice to run or you don't. And Councilmember Lawson and I have served for 9.5 years at the low salary, and we don't do it for the money. We do it because we want to serve the public.
Councilmember Drinsky.
Mayor, thank you. So we have study sessions for a reason. None of this was brought up in the study session. I actually also would support not taking any kind of a pay raise. But this was passed unanimously in the study session. So instead of wanting a 50% increase, kind of where your head was at, Mayor, I offered what I thought was a friendly amendment, only because in study session, this was passed unanimously. There was no objection to this. There were no negative comments towards this. So I'm happy to retract my motion. I'm happy to not put this on the ballot at all. I'm happy to not take a pay raise. I will say that we did pass that any member at any time for any reason can give up any part or all of their salary. So if you feel like you are making too much money, you can certainly give that up. But I am happy to forego a pay raise at all. I wish that some of this commentary had come up in the study session. Like I said, I only offered a friendly amendment tonight because this passed unanimously without any commentary in study session. So I am happy to retract that and not put any kind of a pay raise on.
And
the
I
ballot.
did raise questions in study session. I'm sorry, who was next? I see, your hand up, Peter, Pete Schulte.
Yeah, just real quick for the record, and Councilmember Jersey, you were correct about study session. It passed through study session, but we've already had the first reading and it did pass unanimously at the first reading at the council meeting. So I just want to correct that for the record. So, but this is the
Yeah,
second
thank
reading, so it would have to be 6 votes to pass as written. If you're going to withdraw your amendment, that if you withdraw it, then we're back to just 10B6 as written.
Well, Mayor,
Councilmember Jersey.
like I said, I'm just really confused. This did pass out of study session. I think you did say something about your personal salary in this, but this passed unanimously on the first reading without any commentary, like anything negative from anyone. So I'm just really shocked to hear this conversation break out tonight, and nobody's brought anything up before. So I was trying to offer a friendly amendment, not 50%, but not nothing, because I think that there's some members on this council who would like to see a pay raise and probably do deserve a pay raise. I am happy to align myself with Councilmember Bergen and not take any kind of a pay raise, but this is the first I'm hearing of it. We've passed this unanimously. I'm just really shocked to see this conversation go the way that it has tonight after passing unanimously, but I am happy to withdraw my motion. I'm happy to make a motion that we remove this item completely and bring no pay raise to the ballot.
Councilmember Lawson.
Yeah, I mean, Councilmember Drinsky, I mean, it's interesting that you say it's the shock. I mean, people have time to think things over and review information. Just because it passed unanimously, I thought about stuff. So, I mean, maybe my decisions change. I personally think right now I'm a no, and just maybe let a future council decide this, because obviously some of the things I thought about that I brought up were not, I didn't think about it then. But we have time to think about things. So the shock, I'm not understanding what the shock is. People have time to rethink things. It passed unanimously, but you know, things change. We had 2 weeks, over 3 weeks to think about stuff. So me personally, I think the way this conversation is going, maybe for me, for this one, it'll just be a no. And maybe let a future council decide, or maybe they can come together with something that might be viable based on the city dynamics and what's going to happen to the city and the progression of the city.
So Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen. And then I'll come back to you, Councilmember Jersey. Councilmember Bergen.
Yeah, where are we with, what is on the,
Well, did you withdraw your amendment, Councilmember Jersey?
Well-
yeah, I mean, I'm saying
Okay.
I'm willing to withdraw it.
Councilmember Jersey then withdrew her amendment. So we're back to the original.
So we don't have a
proposal.
motion there, so we still
But
need.
I made a new amendment and I set, but I'm now even more confused because Councilmember
Well-
Lawson is now saying she's a no altogether, but said that 25% increase was too low. I made a new amendment saying let's just take this off altogether and not put any kind of a pay raise on the ballot. That was the
Well,
new amendment.
So the appropriate motion would be, Mayor, we move to approve 10B6, and we
Right.
would vote no. So we still need
And
the
then
motion.
you're a no vote. That's not an
Oh,
amendment, yeah.
okay.
Just
So
vote
then
against
I
the
guess
proposal.
I'm
Let
making
me tell you
a
that
motion.
where I came down is just thinking about it. It's the political reality. Pay raises are hard to pass to begin with. And I think that one that is as large as this doesn't stand a prayer, quite frankly, to be honest with you.
I agree.
That's just the political reality of putting that before the voters. Mayor Pro Tem.
And Mayor, to your point, if we had a budget surplus, it would be a different story rather than a shortfall.
It might help, but I don't even think that would do it. I'll be
Really?
honest with you. I don't think that would even do it. Is there further discussion?
So Mayor, we
Um,
still need the
Mayor.
motion to approve 10B6 with a second. We have Councilmember Drinsky bring
Okay,
that.
who moved it?
I did.
Councilmember
Councilmember
Drinsky, we need a
Jersey,
second.
moved by Councilmember Jersey.
Second.
Seconded. What's that?
Who
Mayor,
seconded
Mayor, I
it?
second.
You withdraw your, are you gonna still move it, Councilmember Jersey, or are you gonna withdraw that?
So I'm moving it forward so that we can vote on it, and I'm encouraging my colleagues to vote no.
Okay, very well. It's been moved by Councilmember Drewski, seconded by
Coombs.
Councilmember Coombs. Further discussion? Seeing none,
Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Mayor.
Yeah, Councilmember Coombs.
So just first, I wanted to clarify, so City Attorney Schulte, with the current pay that folks are seeing as their income is with allowances, correct? So 37,500, which would be 25% of the county commissioner's salary, would be that plus the allowances. So it still would represent a raise over what council, the base salary would still be a raise if we looked at 25% of the county
Correct.
commissioner's salary.
My understanding of what used to be the amendment by Councilmember Drinsky was 25% of the base raise plus your travel allowances and so forth that you would use on behalf of your role as a council member.
Okay, and then for the mayor, if we did 75%, would that represent a raise or would that leave the mayor at the current level? I'm like, I have to do,
So you,
math.
51.
Sorry.
That gives them roughly a $14,000 raise at 75%. It goes to 113,250 from his current 98. And that was based on cost of living adjustments over the last 8 years. The last time you guys, well, not you all, but some of you were on council when I went to the ballot, but the last time I went to the voters was in 2018.
Okay, so I would like to make an amendment to the motion on the floor that council would receive 25% of a county commissioner's salary. The mayor would receive 75% of a county commissioner's salary. That would represent a modest raise for everyone without having to keep bringing this back to other people over time and in the future. And perhaps a raise that would be more likely to pass, one that doesn't represent the sticker shock of what was in the Denver Post today.
Okay, so it's moved by Councilmember Coombs, seconded by it fails for a second, fails to have a second, so it fails.
Mayor Murillo is a second.
It's
But I don't
been
accept that
seconded
as
by
a friendly
Councilmember
amendment.
Murillo. Further discussion on the Coombs amendment?
It has to be accepted, though.
I don't
No,
accept it as a friendly amendment.
I
It's not a
didn't
friendly,
present
so
it as
now
a
we're-
friendly amendment.
So now
You
we're,
did.
now
What's
we're,
that?
now we're gonna debate the amendment and then vote on the amendment. If it fails, then we'll be back on the original motion to approve, which we'll vote on the main
So we're
motion.
voting on the Coombs amendment right now, right?
Yeah, as a substitute.
As a substitute. No, because Councilmember Drewski withdrew her amendment.
Oh, there we go.
So it can't be
Just an
substituted.
amendment to the motion.
It's an amendment to
Right.
the ordinance on 10B6 to
Okay.
make it state.
Further
20%
discussion.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's, I would urge a no vote. Further discussion. Call for the question on the adoption of the 10.B6, 10B6 as amended.
Well, not amended, because now we're gonna vote on the amendment, Mayor. We gotta vote on the Coons amendment, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we're to the amendment. To the amendment to 10B6, the Coombs amendment.
Councilmember Coombs, can you restate your amendment so I capture it correctly?
Yes, so the amendment is that council would receive 25% of a county commissioner's pay and the mayor would receive 75% of a county commissioner's pay.
Is that, you got that, Katie?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, then I'll call for the question on the Coombs amendment to 10B6.
The motion does not pass with 3 yes votes, 7 no votes. The yes votes from Councilmember Coombs, Medina, and Murillo.
Very well. Then Is there further discussion on 10B6? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of 10B6.
The motion does not pass for 10B6 with 7 no votes and 3 yes votes from Councilmember Coombs, Casal, and Murillo.
Will the clerk now please read the title to item number 11A?
Item 11A is public hearing and consideration of ordinance to consider an appeal by the applicant regarding the Planning and Zoning Commission decision of denial for the Quick Trip Food 4263 site plan and conditional use.
The public hearing, public hearing is now open? Presentation by staff.
Good evening, member and members of the Aurora City Council. My name is James Shireman. I'll be providing the staff presentation for agenda items 11A and 11B. Both staff and the applicant request both item 11A and 11B continue to a date certain, being August 11th. Unless there are any immediate questions of staff, I would now defer to the applicant team represented by Amelia Steffen to present their opinion on the request.
Presentation by the applicant.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Amelia Steffen, and I'm an attorney at Foster, Graham, Milstein, and Kalisher, located at 360 South Garfield Street in Denver, here as the applicant's representative for Quick Trip Corporation. The staff suggested and our client concurred that we request to continue the public hearing for items 11A, the conditional use permit appeal, and 11B, which is the conditional use site plan appeal for the new Quick Trip store. We respectfully request that council continue the public hearing for these items until a date certain of August 11th, 2025. Thank you for your consideration. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Pete, does that require a motion?
So at this point, you can close the public hearing and move directly into a motion on the floor by one of the council members to move 11A to continue that public hearing to August 11th council meeting.
Okay, public hearing is closed. The motion is in order to continue item 11A until, I'm sorry, what date? August 11th? Until August 11th.
Mayor, motion to approve item 11A until August 11th.
Moved by Councilmember Jurinski, second by.
Not approved to continue the public hearing to August 11th. Sorry, Councilmember Jurinski, I want to make sure the record's clear.
I thought I said continued to August 11th.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Jurinski, second by.
Seconded.
By Councilmember Casal, to continue item number 11A on until August 11th or on August 11th. To August 11th. Discussion?
Mayor,
Seeing none. Sorry, is there discussion?
yes,
Seeing none,
Coombs.
call for the question on the
Mayor?
motion to continue. Councilmember.
Mayor Coombs? Yeah, I
Yes.
was trying to ask a question. So I guess I'm trying to understand why we've already continued this one time to enable additional outreach and information to be presented. So is there something that's incomplete in the outreach that's been conducted, or is there some reason why we're just continuing to move this along instead of having the discussion?
I can speak to that, Councilmember Coombs. Largely, the request for continuance relates to keeping the appeal commentary strictly related to the code criterion, and we wanted to see the results on other agenda items this evening before deciding to request the continuance to August 11th.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion on the continuance of item number 11A to August 11th. Okay, and so seeing no further discussion, call for the question on the motion to continue item number 11A to August 11th.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor Burchess.
Councilmember Hancock, I have you as abstain.
And Councilmember Hancock, can you just state on the record why you're abstaining?
Yes, I'm recusing myself from this entire process as I interfered with the quasi judicial thing some months ago, much to my dismay.
The
I've made
motion
that same mistake before.
approved
Um,
unanimously to continue this item to the August 11th council meeting.
Okay. We call for the question. We voting.
Yep, it was approved to move it to the August 11th council meeting.
Okay. We'll clerk now. Please read the title of item number 11B.
Item 11B is public hearing consideration without related ordinance to consider an appeal by the applicant regarding the Planning and Zoning Commission decision of denial for Quick Trip 4263 site plan and conditional use.
Public hearing is now open, presented by staff.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, same presentation relating directly to the site plan and conditional use, requesting that the hearing be continued to a date certain, being August 11th.
And does the applicant agree with that?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you.
Very well. Any questions of staff or the applicant? Seeing none, motion, the public hearing is closed and a motion is in order
Mayor,
to continue
Mayor,
to August
motion,
11th. Councilmember Jersey.
motion to approve item 11B to the August 11th council meeting.
Been moved by Councilmember Jersey, seconded by
Councilman
Kassar, seconded by Councilmember Kassar.
And Mayor, just for
And
the
Mayor-
record, I keep hearing, sorry, Councilman Drusky, I heard you say approve, but I want to make sure you meant continue.
Continue.
Public hearing until August 11th.
Very well. To continue to August 11th. Councilmember Hancock.
And I'm also recusing myself from this vote as well.
Very well. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the motion to continue to August 11th.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Murillo. Thank you. The motion passes unanimously to continue this item to the August 11th council meeting.
Will the clerk now please read the title of item number 11C?
Item 11C is public hearing consideration of ordinance 2025-06 for a zoning map amendment to rezone approximately 3.91 acres of land to medium density residential district R2 located south of the intersection of East Jewel Avenue and South Joliet Street.
Motion hearing is now open. Presentation by staff.
Excuse me. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name is Rashid Rabo. I'm presenting for the Planning Department. The applicant for Urban Cottages application is requesting a continuance to a date certain of September 22nd, 2025. And the applicant is here for any question you might have. Thank you.
Very well. Is there any comments by the applicant? Seeing none. I'm sorry. Public hearing is closed. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
For continuance to what date? I'm sorry.
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
Okay, Councilmember Bergen.
Yes, a motion to table 11C until September 22nd.
No, I don't think you want to table it. You want to continue.
Continue it.
Sorry,
Continue
continue.
the public hearing until September 22nd.
And I
Continue
second it.
until- yeah.
Seconded Jurenski.
Okay, that's moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by Councilmember Jersey. To continue item number 11 C to, I'm sorry, September, what date?
22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
Discussion. Seeing
Mayor?
none, call, Councilmember Coons.
Mayor? Yeah, so this again is something that we've continued for an additional time now. So I guess my question is like, is there any limit at any point on when we let people just keep continuing things and continuing things and continuing things instead of having the discussion? I'm not gonna vote no because it's not fair to say no to these guys and not to the other guys, but like at what point is it a waste of everybody's time to be preparing to have these conversations and then it keeps coming back and it's maybe slightly modified? And so we've prepared to have this conversation and now we're not having it. It just is concerning to me. So I guess it's a question for the attorneys. Is there any limit on the amount that people can continue?
So Councilmember Coons, no, it is up to the will of the body. I know Councilmember Bergen has information on why this one is particularly getting getting continued this time.
Mayor?
Councilmember Bergen.
Yes, this originally came to us, and yet, we had thought that the planning commission was going to consider the site plan, and the planning commission actually tabled it, continued it, whatever. Didn't happen. Then the zoning came to us. Then we then continued it because we thought planning commission was going to then take it again. And then I don't know what happened, but here we are. And it is due to go to the planning commission, and then it will, and that is why we are moving it to September 22nd, so that we can basically have that decided first.
So
Further discussion.
Site plan has been filed with the planning commission and is set on their August agenda.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry. To
I did.
continue. Okay, it's moved by Councilmember Bergen, and who seconded? I'm sorry.
It was
Jurenski.
Councilmember Joyski. Discussion on the motion to continue to what date? September 22nd?
yes.
Yes.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the motion to continue to September 22nd.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor Boychess,
the motion passes unanimously to continue this item to the September 22nd council meeting.
clerk, now please read the title to item number 11D.
Item 11D is public hearing consideration of ordinance 2025-62, amending section 134.2 of the city code pertaining to local amendments to the 2024 model traffic code.
Public hearing is now, sorry, is this,
Yes, it's a public hearing.
public hearing is now open, presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Commander Matt Brookbacher, Aurora Police Department Special Operations Bureau. This specific change is at the request of multiple police officers. More or less what this does is it brings our model traffic code into parity with Colorado revised statutes as it pertains to vehicular eluding. So a little background just for you guys. Vehicular eluding, there's a felony level and a misdemeanor level. This is for the misdemeanor level that would be charged in a municipal court. The specific change that we're talking about is model traffic code says that eluding can only be charged if it was from a marked police vehicle, whether it be a police officer, sheriff, or trooper. The law is being changed and modified to match state law, which says a police vehicle that's readily obvious as a police vehicle with red and blue lights and emergency siren.
Pete, there's no, the city's the applicant, so there's no applicant in this.
Who's down there?
What's that, Pete?
So just now the public hearing, just any questions of Commander Brookbacher by council?
Questions of the commander by council? Seeing none, do I have to go to the
Mayor.
public at this time? Good.
We'll close, see if there's if there's anybody that wants to be heard on it, then we can close the public hearing if not.
Does anyone wish to be heard on this issue?
No.
Mayor, motion to approve item 11D.
So we gotta close the public hearing. Katie said no, Mayor, so who's gotta close the public hearing?
Okay, public hearing is now closed.
Mayor, motion to approve item
And the motion
11D.
is in order. It's been moved by Councilmember Jurenski, seconded by second by Mayor Pro Tem Sunberg, who's always quick on the draw. Discussion,
Mayor.
Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, so my concern with this is that we know for sure that there have been instances of people having officers or individuals present themselves as officers when they were not, in a way that resulted in death and violence to those folks. And unfortunately, it's also the case, as we've been contacted by our constituents, that we may not always be able to get an answer from the police department if we call them and say, hey, is this person who's following me actually a cop? And so I'm just concerned that people may end up in a situation where they're being pursued and they have every reason to flee, or they don't know whether they have a reason to flee. And they end up getting caught up by this when they were considering their own personal safety in that scenario.
Commander Brubacher, can you answer that, please?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Coombs. It's certainly something that we're aware of. We continue to advocate for people to pull to a well-lit area and contact dispatch if they feel that the vehicle is not a police vehicle. The specific incidents where this has been a problem, a good example is my gang unit. The vehicles they operate have a ton of lights on them. They're very, very obviously police vehicles. It's not just a little light on the dash or something like that. So the incidents that we're looking at are egregious when it comes to the behavior by the people to not stop for law enforcement. And this does significantly hinder my plain vehicle units' ability to enforce the law, and our units like the gang unit and traffic unit and things have unmarked cars that would be applicable to this.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 11D.
The motion passes with 9 yes votes, 1 no vote from Councilmember Coombs.
Clerk, now please read the
Mayor,
title.
or sorry, city clerk, I meant to push no. I apologize on that.
Okay, we'll make sure that is updated in the record. Thank you.
Will clerk please now read the title to item number 11E?
Item 11E is public hearing consideration of ordinance 2025-63, adding section 134.11 to the city code to enforce state vehicle registration requirements.
Councilmember Jurenski. I'm sorry, public hearing is now open. Presentation by Councilmember Jurenski. Do you want to introduce this issue? And Councilmember Hancock, this is an issue you worked on.
Yeah,
I tell you what, let me have a presentation by staff first, and then I'll go to you in comments. Presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, Commander Matt Brookbacher, Aurora Police Department Special Operations Bureau. This ordinance change is based on a change at the state level that was signed into law, permitting municipalities to enforce state registration violations. This is a big opportunity for us to enforce that within our own jurisdiction instead of having to write state summonses, which take an exorbitant amount of time for our officers. Plus, just this year, we've written over 3,000 registration violation summonses at the Aurora Police Department, so we're about halfway through the year. We expect to be on pace for 6,000. With that, obviously, there's a revenue impact as well, and I would really like to see that come into the city and rather going to the counties or the state.
Question, are there questions to staff? Public hearing is now closed, and I just want to commend Councilmember Hancock for her work on this and actually going down to the legislature and testifying on this issue and working with the bill sponsors to get it across the finish line and talking to the governor and the governor's staff as well on this issue. It's a very important issue to the city, and she really showed incredible leadership on it. Your motion is in order.
I move that we move that, right, Pete? I'm doing that right, Pete? Okay, I move that we
Approve
approve
11.
this 11.
Seconded by Jurenski.
Moved by Councilmember Hancock, seconded by Councilmember Jurenski to motion to adopt item number 11E. Discussion?
Mayor
I'm sorry, who?
Jurenski.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Yeah, I just would like to add that something that I've really been advocating for around this is making sure that our constituents know when these auto auctions are under the 3-strike rule and these vehicles are towed. We have impounded a lot of vehicles under this, and I believe that our constituency deserves to have a shot at going to these auto auctions instead of just the big car brokers
Right.
going in and buying all of them. I did have a conversation today with APD's PIO. They are getting ready to put something out. This is going to be pushed out on a regular basis. Once they push it out, I'm hoping that my colleagues will push it out on their social media pages as well as city comms. I hope that we get this out through all channels. It was confirmed to me today that a lot of these cars end up going very, very cheaply. And I have had a lot of residents reach out and ask how they can get involved and participate. And I was told the APD is also going to add a link to their website to be able to get information on the auto auctions from these impounded vehicles due to the 3-strike law.
Okay, and let me just say that Councilmember Hancock did the 3-strike law earlier. I think it's been in place for, I don't know, 7 months or so. Okay, and then,
Yeah.
so this proposal,
Yes.
what this proposal does is a little different. What this proposal does is it takes the jurisdiction from the state to our court and allows us to prosecute these cases, whereas before we'd have to write a separate ticket for these if there were other traffic infractions or motor vehicle infractions, and they would go to state court and not municipal court. This will just make a huge sea change difference in our ability to enforce our problems in vehicle registration, which have been epidemic. So thank you again, Councilmember Hancock. Did we call for the questions? Call for the question on the adoption of 11D. I'm sorry, 11E.
Councilmember Coons,
Yes.
the motion passes unanimously to adopt item 11E.
Will clerk now please read the title to item number 11F.
Item 11F is public hearing consideration for ordinance 2025-69 concerning the creation and organization of the Aurora Downtown Development Authority in the city of Aurora, Colorado, declaring the necessity for an election on November 4th, 2025, concerning the formation of such authority pursuant to Colorado Constitution, Article 10, Section 20, and statutory revenue limitations for such authority, determining organizational aspects of the Aurora Downtown Development Authority Board, and providing other details related thereto.
Public hearing is now, I'm sorry. Public hearing is now open. Presentation by staff. Councilmember Gardner, let me defer to you first.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I don't have a lot to add from the presentation at study session. The question tonight before council is the referral of the creation of the Downtown Development Authority on East Colfax that's intended to help revitalize the area to the November ballot. And so that's what the presentation is in regarding. And I believe we have Brad and Naomi from Puma with us tonight to talk about the mechanics.
Very well. A presentation by Puma. I mean, Laura Perry, did you have anything? I'm sorry.
They gave a presentation already.
Okay, well, okay. Go ahead. Brad.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll defer to our presentation from study session. You are being asked to put 2 items on the ballot within the East Colfax DDA boundaries.
Very well. Public hearing is now closed.
No, Mayor, I'm sorry. We have 2 individuals who would like to speak before we close the public hearing.
What's that? I'm sorry.
We have 2 individuals signed up to speak before we close the public hearing.
Oh, very well. Does anybody wish to be heard on this issue?
Yes.
Maisha, go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Yes. Thank you, City Council. This is Maisha Fields. I am a Aurora resident and native and business owner. And I thank you all for each of your leadership. I am in favor of creating a downtown business association for Northwest Aurora. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. It's very important as we look to the future of Northwest Aurora that we ensure that the greatest populace of where we have the most children in the city of Aurora have an opportunity to work, play, and live and recreate in their community. And they have a decreased access to liquor stores and vape shops and dispensaries, but that there's more opportunity for kids and families and working individuals and businesses to rebuild Aurora. And I believe that creating this downtown business association is the right direction for us. And I'm proud that I've been able to be a part of the community process. And I stand with several of the members of the community who are business owners and leaders and residents to say that this is the direction that we should go in as we look to reimagine Northwest Aurora. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the work that each and every one of you do. And thank you for your vote in support of reimagining Northwest Aurora. I yield my time back.
Next is Nicholas. Nicholas, go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. and City Council. Nicholas Walker, Ward 3, and railroad resident since 1979, representing the Walker family and also business owner in Aurora. I do also support the DDA, but I want to emphasize 3 points. I want to emphasize the community development corporation that will be complementary to the DDA. It is very critical that the financial literacy, the ability to do micro lending and micro giving be a part of our process early in the game. So I would ask that the council would consider putting the RFP or whatever is going to happen as far as selection of the CDC before the people as early as possible, that the low dollar investor can become involved in a pooling configuration so that we can become equity owners in the improvement or redevelopment of the city of Aurora. I would also ask the question of why the DDA is so narrow, and I recommended that it be expanded to include 6th Avenue on both sides all the way to Montview. Thirdly, we want to just encourage the council to continue to bless the city with your good work and your but I would encourage you to remove this bridge of communications gap so that I would love to be able to speak to you in person as opposed to on the telephone. So with that, I would conclude my remarks by asking anyone to talk with me further about how we do the expansion of the CDC to complement the DDA in this Aurora expansion. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it and look forward to further discussion.
That was the last individual. Mayor, you're muted.
Are there questions of staff?
Mayor,
Councilman Bergen.
yeah, just to clarify so that there's not confusion on what we're voting on. We're voting on the DDA tonight and the two ballot questions, one to form the DDA, second to be able to collect the revenues above and beyond where we are currently with revenues. But the CDC, we are not, there's nothing, no action being taken tonight on the CDC.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Further questions of staff? or Puma? Seeing none, the public hearing is now closed and a motion is in order.
Motion to move.
I'm sorry, who's that? Made that?
Kassam.
Councilmember, it's moved by Councilmember Kassam, seconded by
Gardner.
Councilmember Gardner, to approve item number 11, I'm sorry, to approve item number 11F. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 11F.
The motion passes unanimously to adopt item 11F.
Okay, will the clerk now please read the title to item number 11G?
Item 11G is public hearing consideration of resolution 2025-72, approving the amended and restated service plan for Cottonwood Creek Metro District number 3 through 5 and service plan for Cottonwood Creek Metro District number 6 to 10, and authorizing the execution of an IGA between the city of Aurora, Colorado and the district.
Public hearing is now open. Presentation by staff.
Good evening. I'm Michael Kerrigan with the Development Services Department. I'll be giving the presentation for item number 11G. The Cotton Creek Metropolitan Districts numbers 3 through 10 are located in the southeast corner of East Jewel Avenue and South Monahan Road and are planned to be used to finance the construction of the public improvements for the project known as Cottonwood Creek. District numbers 1 through 5 were created in 2015 and were envisioned to facilitate the development of the entire 1,267-acre Cottonwood Creek development project. Until earlier this year, the entire Cotton Creek 1,200-acre project was under common ownership, and the plan was to use districts numbers 1 through 5 to facilitate the development. In April of this year, approximately 660 acres were sold to a new unrelated developer. As a result, the development of the entire Cottonwood Creek project may occur at different times. This new mixture of land ownership and development timing now necessitates a change to the current Metro District structure. The new landowner has requested an amendment to district numbers 3 through 5 and the creation of districts numbers 6 through 10. Amendments to district numbers 3 through 5 include updates to the estimated costs of the public improvements, updates to the estimated build-out population, and updates to the debt limit. District numbers 3 through 10, so all of the districts in front of you tonight, have used the model service plan. District numbers 1 and 2 will remain unchanged and operate under the original service plan. And we do have some representatives of the district here to answer questions as well. Thank you.
Is there a presentation by the district representatives?
There's not a separate presentation.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this issue?
No.
Are there questions of staff?
Mayor, I have a question, Sundberg.
Mayor Pro Tem.
It's interesting, 10 years ago, the Metro Districts originally were formed. Can you, or the developer, summarize what this development will now look like? What is it envisioned to look like?
Sure, I can give high level and then I can maybe turn it over to the developer. They're going to mixed use, primarily residential with some commercial, but maybe Kristen or Megan, if you're on. There we go. It looks like Megan's got her hand up.
Good evening, council members. I apologize for not having a presentation ready for you. This is Megan Waldschmidt with Cottonwood Creek Metro District, also with Westside Investment Partners. As Michael Kerrigan mentioned, we purchased the land in April. We purchased 660 acres in April. It is all residential development. There is a very small portion of commercial development. There's about 7 acres that's commercial. The rest is residential. It does have an approved master plan and site plan, Councilman Sundberg. It is projected to have about 2,200 single-family detached and single-family attached residents or residential units out there. At some point, we probably will consider coming in for a master plan amendment to increase that density slightly, but the way it's projected right now is about 2,200 units.
Okay, thanks, Megan. That answers my question.
No further questions of the staff or the applicant? And no one who wishes to be heard on this issue, correct, Katie?
That's correct.
Okay, public hearing is now closed. Motion is in order.
Mayor, I
Mayor Pro Tem.
move to approve 11G.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Bergen.
Councilmember Bergen to approve item number 11G. Discussion? Seeing no
Mayor.
further, I'm sorry, Councilmember Coombs.
Yes, so just looking at the backup, it looks like the debt limit for this that's being approved is $330 million. And the statement was that there would be about 220,000 residents. So that's a pretty significant burden per resident that they will end up paying in the long term. And so for my part, I will not be supporting.
Further discussion?
Just Mayor point.
Councilmember Bergen.
Yeah, that debt limit includes obviously all the infrastructure that has to be built to have any housing whatsoever. So the infrastructure for the roads, for the sewer, the water, all that is part of that debt limit as well.
And let me just say it would be better to ask that question before the public hearing is closed and the applicant can answer it. Further discussion?
Mayor,
Yeah, Councilmember Coombs.
it wasn't a question. It was just a statement of my position.
Very well. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 11G.
The motion passes to adopt item 11G with 9 yes votes, 1 no vote from Councilmember Coombs.
Will the clerk now please read the title to item number 12A?
Item 12A is introduction of ordinance 2025-66, declaring a moratorium on all new vape stores and smoke shops for a period of 6 months.
Motion is in order. I mean, sorry, a brief presentation by staff.
Thank you, Mayor. Trevor Vaughn, Manager of Licensing. This is a proposed temporary moratorium until lifted by council or 6 months from now to allow council to review and study options with regards to regulations of vape and smoke shops. Vape and smoke shops are defined as locations that have 15% or more of their floor space dedicated to tobacco or tobacco-related products.
Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Coombs.
move to approve item 12A.
Moved by Councilmember Coombs, seconded by
Bergen.
Second by Councilmember Bergen to approve item number 12A. Discussion.
Mayor Sundberg.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. I've been thinking about this one and I really do respect and admire the thoughts behind residents who want to clean up certain areas of the city. I know that we've already addressed this in a type of sequential manner. We've banned some very dangerous things from these vape shops. We've moved that forward to ban a number of harmful items. So I think doing that could put some of the more illegitimate vape shops out of business that perhaps had formerly thrived on selling the bad stuff. So I guess for me personally, I'm a free market individual, and I want to limit our own interference in the free market. So based on the fact that we've already moved forward on banning a number of items from these stores, I'm going to be a no vote on this one.
Further discussion.
Mayor.
Councilmember Bergen.
I just want to get clarification. It is for 6 months, and was the thought behind that gives time for an evaluation of where those vape stores are? Maybe Councilmember Coombs could.
Well, I believe that Councilmember Jurinski is working on a proposal. Councilmember Coombs.
Mayor?
Yes.
Councilmember Jurinski.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so I am working on bringing forward something that encompasses what is considered all predatory businesses, so not just vape and smoke shops, but there's a lot of businesses that fall under that category, and it is an actual stated category. And so I'm bringing forward something that has spacing requirements for all of these different types of businesses. And so I just can't remember, Councilmember Coombs, did we talk about putting this in place and this is eliminated as soon as I bring mine forward? I think we had talked about something like that.
But the city attorney said that's not legal. Like, we can't do it that way. We would have to take an affirmative action to still repeal it. We'd have to say we are repealing this after bringing that forward. But I think the other conversation was that there may be other items aside from spacing that we may want to consider. And so I was going to work with Trevor on kind of what some of those other items may be so that we can have a more robust discussion. And so the purpose was hold off for 6 months, address the spacing, certainly, right? That's a known problem, but also make sure that we're covering our other bases as well. And then if that's in less than 6 months, we remove it. If it's in 6 months, it goes away regardless, unless we took specific action to continue.
Yeah, just a question for Councilmember Jurinski. How soon is yours coming forward?
Trevor, we have that coming to policy committee. When did you get that on the calendar for?
It's not yet. We'll need to discuss the details of that. It's something we're working on. I think some of the elements we're looking at that are fairly complicated that we want to talk about. It could potentially also dovetail with what Councilmember Coombs is alluding to if you look at additional regulations or kind of oversight on tobacco. But I think it'd be something that you and I would want to meet on in regards to timing on that and making sure we kind of get that right.
So anything with additional requirements on tobacco or anything like that, I mean, I feel like that's going to have to be separate from what I'm wanting to bring forward. I wasn't looking for additional regulations on any industry, but Trevor, if we could, I guess if you could get back to me soon on when we can bring this forward to policy committee, that would be helpful.
Okay.
So
Councilmember Bergen, then Councilmember Hancock.
Thanks. Just to follow up on my question. So we don't really know when, I guess I'm trying to get at is the Councilmember Jurinski's ordinance coming within 6 months, after 6 months? Because if it's going to be longer, I guess I'm grappling with approving the 6 month. I don't like to do moratoriums typically on any businesses, but I see where what we're trying to accomplish. And if Councilmember Jurinski's ordinance will accomplish what I see as an issue, then I would probably not support the moratorium and I would be supporting her ordinance. But at this point, it's hard to tell which is how long the other one's going to happen for. And then I guess my second question is, do you have any active applications for any of these vape and smoke stores currently?
I think the reason the thought process of temporary moratorium is to study the, and bring something forward in that time period. It will not be longer than 6 months. It definitely should be sooner than that any of these elements that we would look at we'd be bringing those forward in the next, couple months would be what I would foresee happening. Right now, as far as applications, we see them periodically. Right now, there's not a lengthy process for them. We see them come through as a general business license application, and assuming that they meet the zoning requirements, basically for commercial, they're right now approved. I I'm not aware of any pending applications right now for vapor smoke shops. Not to say we couldn't get one tomorrow or the next day. We do see them from time to time.
So if it does come forward within the next 60 days, I mean, we probably don't need a moratorium. I mean, I'm thinking. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Hancock, did you still have something? Pete, City Attorney.
I was just going to remind council from the discussion of the study session, because of the timing that Trevor had talked about before, it would be the 6 months, the ordinance would go, it would take a while for Councilmember Dorinsky's ordinance to go into effect after the 2 readings and any amendments, and then the 30-day waiting period and so forth. So 6 months is probably the right time to do it if you're looking just to put a pause to see where things kind of shape out. But again, no matter what, the way this is written, because of the conversation, the study session, it ends at 6 months. So if there's anything pending, like Trevor said, before this ordinance would go into effect, it's still got one more reading, and then it's still got at least 30 days before it would go into effect. So as you stated, Councilmember Bergen, at least 60 days would elapse that there would be business that would still happen, and there would be that 6 months that would go into effect to allow Councilmember Dorinsky time to get that, and Councilmember Coombs to get that done. So I think if you're going to do it, 6 months is the time that would allow those 2 processes to simultaneously happen.
Further questions or comments?
Mayor Gardner.
Councilmember Gardner.
Sorry.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, moratoriums are anti-business. I know tobacco and nicotine products and vaping and they're generally accepted as unsavory by a majority of society. But there's also people in society that consider alcohol unsavory. We're not looking to ban bars or liquor stores. Adult content is unsavory. I mean, you can go through the list, and just because you find something unsavory does not mean we should ban something for legal adult use. And even a temporary moratorium has the potential to impact somebody who wants to start a legal business selling a legal product to adults that can legally consume that product. And going down this road at the end of the day is anti-business, because the next council could find another product or service unsavory and place a moratorium on that. And once you start going down that slippery slope, it never ends. I'm adamantly opposed to this. It is not the role of government to ban a certain type of business just because they find the products that business sells unsavory, even though they're otherwise legal.
Further questions or comments?
Mayor Sundberg.
Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem.
The name predatory was brought up, and I noticed a vape shop in my ward that's from the outside. It looks like a high-end store, like a high-end cell phone store. Very reputable, it seems. So predatory, what constitutes predatory? How about lottery tickets? Aren't those predatory? They've been called a tax on the poor. I mean, is that what we go after next? There's a lot of benefit there, but just a thought there of that discussion. And I guess that'll come up down the road. What is predatory?
Very well. Councilmember Coombs.
Yeah, so I just want to highlight an important piece that is perhaps being left out here, which is we've already stated on the record multiple times, we intend to put in place ordinances that will change the requirements of spacing of these businesses, and that we may look at other items. So as soon as we say we're going to put in those spacing requirements and then we don't put in a moratorium, what we're asking is, or what we're doing is inviting applications that then will not be bound by those spacing requirements that we're talking about putting in. So what we're saying is, okay, hey, yeah, please come put more vape shops next to liquor stores, next to whatever else it is that may be considered under the spacing requirements before it's too late. And so I think that is something that we need to consider when saying we're going to go ahead and do these other changes without a moratorium, is that we're likely to see folks trying to get things in under the wire, not following those regulations that are intended to be put in place. So, we're welcome to make that choice, but I don't think it's a wise choice. I think if we were gonna make that choice, we probably shouldn't have been so adamant about all the stuff we want to do on the record. So that's all. Thanks.
Further discussion? Seeing none, I call for the question on the adoption of item number 12A.
There is a tie vote, 5-5. Mayor, how would you like to vote?
Mayor votes no.
The motion does not pass with 6 no votes, 5 yes votes from Councilmember Coombs, Hancock, Lawson, Medina, and Murillo.
Will the clerk now please read the title to item number 13A?
Item 13A is ordinance 2025-53, amending section 6136, 6137, 6142, 6143, 6145, 6171, and 6172 related to the regulation of cabarets.
Brief presentation by staff.
Yeah, this is the ordinance that amends the cabaret license requirements to allow for a standing room only cabaret class of license, and secondarily expands the cabaret license requirements to event centers that have dancing and alcohol and allow alcohol to be served but are not otherwise holding a state liquor license.
Motion is in order.
Mayor.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Mayor, motion to approve item 13A.
Moved by Councilmember Jurenski, seconded by
Hancock.
Councilmember Hancock to approve item number 13A. Discussion?
Mayor Jurenski.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Thank you. I really want to thank Trevor for working with me on this and local businesses. I think this, we started down one path and realized that there's kind of an even bigger problem with some of these event centers. And that is where we've had a lot of crime, a lot of shootings. We've had deaths. We've had all kinds of things. These event centers are not in any way licensed, with the liquor license. Nobody has to oversee the service of alcohol. And we've seen a lot of crime out of this. I just really, Trevor, I appreciate you, helping to lead me down this path. And I know as a liquor license holder, more than one time over in this city, the standards that we are held to, and just to know that we have businesses in Aurora who can just hand somebody the key and they're not held liable for anything that happens, drinking underage, over serving, the shootings, the murders that have happened. This proved to be something pretty serious to me. So I would ask my colleagues to support this. And just huge thank you to Trevor for your work on this with me.
Further discussion. I just want to thank Councilmember Jurenski and Trevor Vaughn, because I think this is a really important issue. And I remember, trying to remember when it was, one of the biggest shootings we had was on a parking lot in the vicinity of Mississippi and Peoria. And it was, oddly enough, it was a vacant space owned by a church that I think just sort of leased it out. And in the early morning hours, it devolved into a fairly significant shooting. And Trevor, do you recall that incident?
I do. Yeah, and that is exactly what this is attempting to get at. That was one of the examples I used, was an event center that the church had created in a space they had leased next to the church, and were not doing the oversight that we seek to have them be required to do under this ordinance.
But I know at least one individual was killed in that incident, but I believe that there was more than one. But anyway, I just want to thank you both for putting this forward. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 13A.
The motion passes unanimously to adopt item 13A.
Clerk, now please read the title to item number 13B.
Item 13B is ordinance 2025-57, submitting to a vote of the registered electors of the city of Aurora, Colorado at the regular municipal election of November 4th, 2025, a proposed amendment to Article 3-3 of the city charter concerning elective public office.
Brief presentation by staff.
Thanks, Mayor, Council, Pete Schulte, City Attorney. This is the ordinance that was complementary to the one that we discussed earlier that was pulled and amended. And I think, Councilmember Jurinski, you might have an amendment to this one?
I do, if you want to go forward with it.
Sure. So the proposal is to complement 2025-55 regarding the council vacancies and the elections that we did earlier. What this one does is it adds section 2 to the ordinance to amend 3.7 of the city charter to remove the words, quote, attains another elected office, end quote, and then amends the ballot question to add the additional section. So it says, shall articles 3-3 and 3-7 of the city charter of the city of Aurora, Colorado be amended to remove the prohibition of city elected officials simultaneously voting in another elected public office, thereby allowing voters to determine whether a candidate or office holder may serve in more than one elected position. And so it doesn't change anything that was passed in the first reading, just does the amendments if Councilmember Gursky wants to make that motion to amend this particular ordinance.
Very well. Motion is in order. So why don't we move the proposal first and then do the amendment?
Mayor, so motion,
Motion is in order, Councilmember Jurinski.
so you just want me to move to
First move
approve
item number 13C.
13B, yeah, 13B.
13B. Okay, so motion to approve item
13B,
13B.
correct. Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Jurinski, seconded by
Councilman Casar.
Councilmember Casar. Discussion, and now go ahead and put your amendment forward.
Now I would like to.
Councilmember Jurinski.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I would like to add the amendment to this item and move it forward as amended.
Okay, move by Councilmember Jurinski, seconded by Councilmember Casal. Discussion on the Jurinski amendment to item number 13B. Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the Jurinski amendment to item number 13B.
Councilmember Hancock. Thank you. The motion passes with 9 yes votes and 1 no vote to approve the amendment.
Question before us now is the adoption of item number 13B as amended. Discussion.
Mayor.
Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, I remain concerned about the idea of enabling folks to hold more than one elected office. I think, again, as we've seen through the number of lawsuits that this body is filing against other elected bodies in the state, there's a likelihood of conflict of interest that arises when we have folks in differing bodies that have sometimes competing jurisdiction. And so I do not support allowing folks to hold more than one office.
Further discussion.
Mayor,
Councilmember Jurinski.
point of order. I thought we just voted on item 13B. We voted on it and then we voted on it.
No, I think we voted on the amendment. Now we're voting on the bill as amended or the proposal as amended.
Oh, okay. I thought we were on 13C.
No. Further discussion on the item 13B as amended. Seeing none, question before us is the adoption of item number 13B as amended. Call for the question.
The motion passes with 7 yes votes, 3 no votes from Councilmember Combs, Medina, and Mario.
Will the clerk now please read the top to item number 13C?
Item 13C is ordinance 2025-59, submitting to a vote of the registered electors of the city of Aurora, Colorado at the regular municipal election of November 4th, 2025. A proposed amendment to Article 3.5 of the city charter separating term limits for ward and at-large city council positions and permitting consecutive service in both positions.
Great presentation by staff.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Pete Schulte, City Attorney. This is the ordinance that would make it clear that ward and at-large city council positions are separate, and they, just like the mayor, don't count towards term limits. That a ward member could turn around and run after serving 12 years, serve for an at-large, and vice versa, if the voters would elect them. But again, we'll be presenting this to the voters to whether or not they think it should be clear that at-large and ward council positions are separate.
Motion is in order.
Mayor, motion to approve item 13C.
Moved by Councilmember Jurenski, seconded by the mayor. To approve item number 13C. Discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of item number 13C. Call for the question.
The motion passes with 6 yes votes, 4 no votes from Councilmember Coombs, Hancock, Medina, and Mario.
Reports. I have a town hall meeting on the 19th of July at 2 o'clock at the Central Library. And I want to invite everybody there. Also, I have so many activities in between meetings that I tend to post the more significant ones on my Facebook page, and would encourage people to look at that at Mike Kaufman Facebook. Let's see. Councilmember Coombs.
Thank you, Mayor. Today was the first meeting of the DRCOG Economic Development District Advisory Committee. So DRCOG had conducted a community economic development study and determined that as a region, we would like to be an economic development district so that we can pursue regional goals related to workforce development, housing, economic development, and business. And so in order to add the goal of ensuring economic vitality to the portfolio of work that DRCOG does, DRCOG will be pursuing an economic development district designation. And that advisory committee, which I am a member of and will be chaired by Justin Martinez of Thornton and vice chaired by Jeslyn Cherzai of Inglewood, will be doing the work necessary to move forward with pursuing that designation at a federal level.
Councilmember Gardner.
No report.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the life of Caitlin Weaver, 24-year-old Aurora resident with her whole life ahead of her, was headed home from work in broad daylight. Her boyfriend was at home waiting for her. And somebody who was in this country illegally and underage hit her in a residential area doing 90 in a 45. Her life was taken instantly. The previous DA for Arapahoe County, Aurora being the largest city in Arapahoe County, had made a deal, 2 years in youth corrections. And this is what the Weaver family believed was going to be the outcome for their beautiful daughter. And an election happened. Elections have consequences. And that deal was taken away. And this individual received 3 years probation for ending the life of 24-year-old Caitlin Weaver. I have been in contact with the Weaver family, and I do plan to get justice in her memory for this Aurora resident. Press conference will be held at 11:30 on Wednesday. A press release will come out tomorrow, but the recall effort to recall Amy Powden is underway. We are taking donations, and I look forward to working round the clock to gather the signatures that I must in honor of Caitlin Weaver. I will not let her life be in vain.
Councilwoman Casal.
So I will be attending the upcoming town hall meeting for Ward 2, Councilman Stephen Ward 2 meeting on July 17th. And I don't have anything else.
Councilmember Murillo.
No report, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Sunberg.
Thanks, Mayor. I want to thank the Public Works Department, which hears from me a lot. We've got some great new safe light signals in Ward 2. Francoise Bergen, a councilwoman, is happy about E470 and Jewel, 6th and Catawba, Stephen Hogan Parkway, and Piccadilly. 56th and Piccadilly is still in the works, but residents are happy about these. They're constantly picking up dumping and trash that I call in. God bless their hearts. Road fixes, potholes, big cracks in the road. They try to be as responsive as they can. I really appreciate them and the traffic department for the many questions that come forward about infrastructure in Ward 2. So thank you to those departments and Laura Perry. Let's see. I attended a ride along with the APD HEART team, homeless abatement relocation team, in conjunction with our homeless outreach team. This new team for the police department is building relationships with our homeless community. The outreach team offers resources, but they're also going to check warrants. On that ride along, they arrested a gentleman who had a violent history and was wanted for aggravated vehicle theft. I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. Fireworks are certainly an issue. I saw that in Los Angeles, they have a system of flying drones and marking where fireworks are going off. There was a warning beforehand, and they get a citation at that home where the fireworks were going off. I thought that was interesting, maybe something to explore. And as Councilman Cassaw mentioned, I do have a town hall this Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Councilwoman Jurinski and Cassaw at the Central Rec Center. We're going to be covering the challenges of getting retail into Ward 2, that whole process from our city retail expert point of view and also from a developer's point of view. We'll also be looking at strategic plan of our libraries. RTD and public transportation is a challenge in Ward 2. You know, Mary, you got people taking the light rail out to the airport and then get to work in Porteos. They take car rental shuttles to the car rental, and then they'll walk to their workplace. That's how creative people are. So we're going to be looking at some micro transit opportunities and hearing from RTD. And lastly, APS, talking about their progress and limitations and how they're educating our children in Aurora. It all comes together. So thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Medina.
No report, sir.
Councilmember Hancock.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, this past month was full of amazing activity. I took a hard hat tour of our new Aurora Mental Health Center that's under construction on Potomac and Mississippi. This new center will provide emergency mental health and substance abuse treatment, offer detox services, and help participants get into long-term care programs so that they can reintegrate back into the community. The focus is on restoration and hope and helping people be accountable for their own lives and be good stewards of their own lives. My quarterly town hall was last Thursday. It was held at Noonan's on the Heather Ridge Golf Course. City Attorney Pete Schulte was my special guest, along with bonus guest Jason Batchelor. There was a lot of information given that night. It was very well attended. The Havana bid gave out a lot of information, and we're working towards having a business card exchange when people come to my town hall so that people know the amazing businesses that we have in Ward 4. I'm asking for, young people.
Okay.
We give away we give a lot of information out that's really important to you. I say what?
Oh, you froze
I'm
up for a
sorry?
little bit. Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of good information that we exchange during my town halls, which are quarterly. I also attended the Country Lane Park Music at the Movies, which is right here in my ward, where Aurora Dance Arts perform beautifully with talented girls ages 6 to 18. In case you didn't know, these events are free, and we have a couple more before the end of the summer. You get music and you get a movie, which is kind of cool. On Saturday, I went to a classic car show at the Municipal Center. I took my grandsons because we all like old classic cars. There were probably about 24 really cool cars, even a 1945 taxi, which was super cool. Had the suicide doors. It was awesome. And then we went to the prehistoric Aurora exhibit at the History Museum, again, which is also free. I want to thank Library and Cultural Services. Their team is doing an amazing job of offering all these great free activities for children and adults this summer, which are free. I expect that you should take opportunities to really experience all the cool stuff that goes along in our city for your enjoyment, for families, for seniors, and for kids. And that's my report.
Councilmember Lawson. Councilmember Bergen.
Thank you, Mayor. Busy time. Attended the State of the City when you gave the speech about how we're doing and that the state of the city is good. That was on the 24th. I went to the Colorado Municipal League Conference and attended some good sessions on the gap on middle housing, regional housing. Also attended the immigration law session. That was one of our attorneys actually presented on that particular panel. And then also short-term rentals in terms of the regulatory update that they gave. So very interesting. Had the infrastructure task force meeting as we have monthly management and finance, planning and economic development meeting, and then just meetings with constituents and staff and businesses. Mostly what I hear from constituents are a lot was around the fireworks, complaints about fireworks with the big shows happening in neighborhoods, some traffic issues, some median complaints with weeds growing out of control. And then we still got, I think because of what happened, the horrible thing that happened in Texas with the flooding, I got some concerns about our siren system again. So trying to reassure the public that that we are actually analyzing some systems and we'll have more to come on that as best practices and what's best for the city. And then just lastly, my town hall is this Wednesday from 6 to 8 at the Public Safety Training Center. And we are going to talk about two opposing elements, fire and water. Very exciting. Fire will be discussing wildfires and how we mitigate those, as well as just an overview of what the fire department does. And then water, of course, just our entire system, and then looking at our future needs for water. That's it.
Okay, well, seeing no further business before the Aurora City Council, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.